What is up, guys? Today we are installing the Vetteworks harness bar. So if you've been following the channel along, you know we've been building this Z06 to be more and more track ready or capable. Not saying you can't do this in a stock platform. This car is completely capable of it, but it's one of those things while you're there. So the motor's been upgraded, the interior's been upgraded, suspension's been upgraded, but one of the things we're missing out on is with our new Sparkle QRTC seats that we're running in this thing is harnesses. We're still running the factory 3-point harnesses, which work for the driving. We want to advance that and actually put actual harnesses in there. The only way to do that is to either have some sort of cage setup or have the brake cross harness bar, or in my case, the Vetteworks harness bar. If you're in a harness bar market, you do have the option of, like I said, the Vetteworks harness bar or the brake cross. I will say, objectively, when you look at the brake cross versus the Vetteworks, the brake cross is going to look far more aggressive. If you're looking for more of an aesthetic appeal, it does have additional bolstering here that's supposed to make this even more rigid. But for the uses that I need this and to keep this a budget-friendly build, and potentially that this car might just be caged, I don't want to overinvest on a harness bar when they're going to provide very similar functions. This harness bar from Vetteworks is going to run you about $450 brand new. You can get them on Facebook Marketplace for $200 to $300 depending on who's hurting. A brake cross is going to run you in the thousands. What I will say between the two, if you are considering it, if it's something you want to do in a hurry, right? You want to do this in the next couple weeks, this guy is not the guy to go with if you're going to buy it new. These harness bars will take, I think it took me 3 months to get it. Brake cross, obviously you can order it and they ship it out within the next week or so. So if you're looking for fast delivery time, that's the place to go. If you're looking for cost effective and you have a little bit more time to kind of get one installed or put in, this will suffice. It comes in black. Well, this is the matte black version, but it comes in black, gloss black, I think white and red I think you can also do. And of course, very simple product. While it's out and you get it arrived, you can send it to a powder coater and put it whatever color you want, get it done. I went with matte black. My entire car is black, so not really any other color option on this thing, and I didn't want this to be the focus. Like I said, I don't have the harnesses yet, so today we're just going to put this bad boy in, but I'm trying to squeeze in a December track session. And naturally, here, let me just pull you over here. All my Sony cam footage or behind me footage comes from this suction mount right behind my back glass. Once I lower the back glass, it tends to align there. Problem is with most cameras is it catches a lot of my seats, and also it's not as secure as the harness bar is going to be. So with me having a harness bar, which is much closer up here, I will have a much better angle for the content and a much more stiffer approach for the camera. So given the nature of where these have to be, where we have to work with, we have to remove basically this back panel here that goes into your trunk. You're going to have to disconnect the actual trunk shocks. So you're going to need something to prop the rear hatch up. Take off this panel, the panel above it here, potentially this down here, and the rocker panel cover as well. Get yourself some sort of, plastic tools like these, that work with trims. You can get on Amazon for like $6, $7. You probably get it at Harbor Freight for even cheaper. But obviously, if you don't have a Harbor Freight near you, just order on Amazon. And maybe get yourself a clip kit just in case. I have a little box of all different sizes of clips because I tend to break these, especially on a car this old. They can be a bit more dry rotted and frail. So you want to make sure that if you do have extra, you just have a little bit more peace of mind in case any break and you don't have any rattling in the car. Breathe it, hey. Breathe it, hey. Breathe it, hey. Breathe it. plastics are out. You do have to remove the actual seatbelt from the A-pillars, from the pillars. So I believe it's a T50 Torx bit. I got that there. I'm gonna back those out on both sides. That way you can relieve the plastics, as you are gonna have to drill through the plastics to create basically the opening where the harness bar is gonna slide through. And then on top of that, you're gonna bolt up where those seat belts are placed. So you gotta remove them regardless. So gonna back that out now and then start working on the rest of the panels. Alright guys, so we have one side bracketed on right here where you can see it right here. This is where the harness bar is going to sit. It's using the top and the seat belt retractor, I guess you want to call it, and the actual seat belt up here. I still got to torque them down, but that's installed, that's ready to go. Now, we have a lot of wiring on these cars, and I'm not sure if it's a Z06 specifically thing, but you know, I have a pretty big one there. It looks like I have a grounding kit on that side. So I'm gonna have to back that bolt out so I can move the wire so I can access the bolt. And then I'll re-bolt it back up once everything's all said and done. So I'm finishing up the passenger side now. I still have the plastic still wrapped in here. I am gonna be reckless and try to cut the plastics while still in the car. Sometimes lazy people like myself end up working twice as hard, but let's try it out and see what happens. I'm just gonna back that one out real quick on that side, get that bracket on, and then we can move on to the plastic. So you can see it here. I've kind of got it marked up. I'm following this groove right here to pretty much that T. Obviously there's a line here that kind of marks a speaker. And obviously this mentions driver's side, which is the panel I have in my hand. And yep, 2-inch hole saw right there, and let's get it cut. All right, so we've gone ahead and cut one side and put it in place. What I want to do now is technically test fit this bracket on and see if I actually did it correctly. It's always nerve-wracking when you got to cut something, especially a factory plastic. Worst case, you could buy new ones, but I want to try to avoid to do that. I believe I got to shift the harness bar into place. So let me work on doing that now. Now. I'm not really going to record any of this, just going to kind of finish wrapping it up. And then I'll show you what it looks like at the very end. Alright, well, the bar is installed. The car's ready to go on that aspect. We have a couple more projects coming up before the next track day. The biggest one is going to be the next one, which is going to be basically creating our own G-Speed oil cooler kit, which we'll go into in the next video. And I do have some Spiegel brake lines that I've had since basically when I pulled the motor out. that I'd like to install before my next track session. Ideally, the major focus is going to be the oil coolers. We're obviously dealing with cooler weather. You know, I can run shorter times out on track, but if I can get the coolers installed before the track session, that would be ideal, specifically before January 2nd, where I'll finally be going back out to Sebring. I am trying to squeeze in a December 20th, the week before Christmas, for a quick homestead run. It'll be just more of a go out there, have a good time, and get a little bit more seat time, not trying to set lap records, because I won't be insuring the car, and you know, I won't be trailering it or anything like that. So it'll just be more to spend some time with the boys before the holidays, and of course continue to get a little more seat time in the car. But harness bar is installed. It's a pretty straightforward install. I've had the harness bar here for a couple weeks now, and I just wasn't looking forward to the install. It's actually, now that I get to do it, it's probably a couple hour job, maybe a little bit longer, but I was relatively quick to get done. My major call outs or focus points, if you're going to install one, is be patient with the plastics. It looks like my plastics were removed by the previous owner when they routed some of the grounding wires and stuff like that, and it was a little bit easier to remove, but obviously these plastics are older, they're more brittle, and the clips obviously can break. I didn't have any clips that broke, so I'm happy about that. But outside of that, just follow the instructions, be patient when you go to drill the holes, and you should be good. Thank you guys. If you guys have watched this far, make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in